Thank you, Ashley. It's brilliant having a room full of people all with the same interest and purpose. And the interest and purpose is poetry. And W.H. Auden wrote, when he wrote his poem in memory of W.B. Yeats, that poetry makes nothing happen. I disagree. Poetry matters. Old slipper-wearing pessimist had mentioned when he wrote of Yeats, poetry makes nothing happen. And in the greater scheme of things, he's right. No poem ever stilled the guns, prevented war or stopped a fight. But poems work as epitaphs, become the pillows for our dreams, gather us up when times are rough, provide a comfort, soothe our needs. Poems can conjure life or death, daffodils or a thrush in spring. Poems have room for all mankind, from beauty to the kitchen sink. Whether in free verse or in rhyme, the good ones always make you think. I made a dreadful faux pas on one occasion. I was standing like this, ready to begin a reading, and my mobile phone rang. Awful, terrible situation. They're wonderful things, mobile phones, but they're a social curse as well. This poem is called Communion. At first, so few and far between, zealots in shops and on the streets, empty-eyed, entranced, talking to themselves. Still more were seen, hosts in careful hands, passing blessings with eager thumbs, pilgrims of silent twittering. Summoned by bells, these postulants know that they must pay the cost, hold a plan for everything. Now everyone's a worshipper. Families sit together, but apart, each with their own communion. And it is awful. You see people on the phone doing bits and pieces, and there's a child who's been totally ignored. Dreadful. It's funny, isn't it, when you go somewhere that you've not been to at a particular time of year, you can be caught totally unawares. We've visited Cornwall for years, but in the summertime. My wife's parents are buried in Cornwall at St. Justin, Roseland, wonderful little place. And we went there in the spring. This poem's called Wild Ransoms. Along the cliff edge, too far to safely reach, these white bells tantalise with their strange scent. A pungent odour on the breeze, their signature. Later, in Roseland, we saw them grow like weeds, filling meadows, smothering hedgerow grass, covering the roadside verge like gentle drifts of snow. And at St. Just, filling the churchyard there, bluebells and ransoms like a haze on every bank round ancient graves. And through the palm that grows where you now rest, a solitary ransom flare had set. Though far away in miles and time, the smell of garlic takes me back, transports me instantaneously to that spring day, the tiny church, the muddy creek, the ransom flowers and you. And finally, On the Red Light, this poem is really about what it's like to make a broadcast for the first time, and it can be quite nerve-wracking. But in actual fact, this is a love poem. On the red red light. The consummate professional chatting to put me at my ease, gently he helps me to prepare. Attentive, then deftly prompting, questioning, polishing my speech. And I feel fine, with thoughts marshalled, my favourite phrases practiced, checked. I'm eloquent and in control. I think we're ready now, he says. We're rolling when the red light shows. And on the red light, thoughts escape. Eloquence evaporates as I become a stuttering wreck, tongue almost tied. Always on the red light, it's the same. Confidence withers, lines are fluffed. The simplest truth stays lodged in my dry throat. Always at these times I need my best. Instead, thick-tongued, I croak, whisper all of life's most important lines, like, I love you, love you, love you. Thank you.